Good morning. Good morning to our healthcare heroes and all of our viewers here. My name's Nicole Traum, and you're watching Lee Health's Healthcare Heroes Self-Care Moment. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's Tuesday. This week we are thinking about the idea of letting go. And it's something easy to say, but a little bit harder to do. And as we move through this time of the pandemic and the virus and everything, there's so many things that we're holding on to. I think a lot of times my conversations with friends and students is about how, we want to get back to how things were. And the thing is that they may not be the same anymore. And we know that. We all kind of know that deep down. But allowing ourselves to be open to that and letting go of all of those expectations and allowing things to kind of move and change as they're going to change. It's part of a mindfulness practice. It's part of a yoga practice. It's allowing things to kind of come and go. And we know that in life, things are always changing. It didn't just come with the pandemic, right? It's always been happening. So as we allow ourselves to be more open to that and remind ourselves of that things go through this process, right? Things are created, things are sustained, things dissolve, right? In different places in our lives, different things dissolve, and then things are recreated. So we allow ourselves to really kind of be a part of that process. And as we let go today, we're going to think about that. And I have a poem to start with, and it is, I love this poet, Rupi Kaur. It's actually on the back of, this is what made me buy this book a few years ago. But it's really, really beautiful. It's inside the book as well. And I think this is a really great antidote to start with. So it says, "This is the recipe of life," said my mother, as she held me in her arms as I wept. "Think of those flowers you plant in the garden each year. They will teach you that people, too, must wilt, fall, root, rise in order to bloom." I love that. In order to bloom, right? In order to bloom, we allow ourselves to let go in some ways. I was reading this little story, and it was talking about how a dandelion holds on, and it holds on as things change, and then finally it starts to let go, and there's this freedom in letting go. Thinking about like that little dandelion puff, right? And how it can start to really release and find that freedom. So as we move today, we're going to create some space, hopefully a little bit of freedom in our bodies and in our breath. So as you sit up nice and tall now, place your feet right underneath your knees. Make sure you can scoot forward in your chair a little bit. And then let's just start with a couple of deep breaths. You can start with your eyes open. Take a big breath in through your nose. And a big breath out through your mouth. Inhaling as you fill up. Exhaling as you empty. One more deep breath. Good. Take the right arm up. Inhale, stretch it up and overhead. Exhale and bring it back down. Inhale, left arm up. Stretching up. Good. Exhaling as you release. Just moving each arm one at a time. Big inhale. Big exhale. Creating space with what you've got. Inhaling. And exhaling. Thinking about that poem. Maybe you're in that place where you're rooting down, right? And you're just kind of finding your bearings. Maybe you're in the place where you're rising up. Maybe things are changing in your life. This is good, right? Maybe you're wilting, and that's okay too. So we allow ourselves to really find that place where we're in and let ourselves be and breathe and let go and let yourself know that things will continue to move. None of us thought we'd be in this long, right? But here we are. Last breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Good. And then as you come back through center, let's just start to roll around. So you're going to keep your feet on the floor. Make some big circles here, starting to warm up the hips and the seat, the low back even. That's it. Feel your shoulders rolling onto your back. Good. And then notice your direction. Let's change directions. Go around the opposite way. Just feeling that movement as you go round and round. That's it. Good. Come back through center now. Inhale, roll your shoulders onto your back. Start to open your chest, your throat. Exhale as you round and pull your belly in. Big stretching here. Inhaling and exhaling. Think about creating some space, especially along the spine. So there's lots of little muscles that run along the spine. They help us to stand upright, but they also can get really tight. So we want to get them nice and pliable this morning, bringing in some movement and some space. Good. And then this next time as you inhale, take your right arm, we're gonna stretch that arm up, and as you exhale, you can reach it across. So inhale, stretching up, exhale, reaching over to the left, big opening, and then big stretch. So just warming up the upper body, that's it. Good, and then we'll switch sides. Inhale, your left arm up, exhale as you reach across over to the right. Big inhale, big exhale, just stretching here, working with what you've got. So don't worry if you don't have a big range of movement. Good. Last one. And then we're gonna come in and step the legs out now. So sitting nice and forward in your chair, bring your knees out to about as wide as your chair. Come back and do some circles here and feel your hips start to release a little bit more. That's it. Let yourself have some nice full breaths here, just connecting with your body. The more we connect, the more we're aware, the more we can allow ourselves to let go and let the process of life, of all these things, start to move. Change your direction, go all the way around, feeling that movement all the way down into your hips, into your waistline. That's it. Good. All right, now take the right arm up, inhale, and as you exhale, you can reach forward and towards your left foot. So you're gonna inhale and exhale. Maybe you're just gonna touch your knee, depending on how open or not open you are this morning. Good. Inhaling and exhaling. This time as you come across, stay there. So you're gonna reach across and just start to reach and reach. Good. Reach and reach. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then come all the way up. Just step the legs up a few times. You're gonna feel a lot of sensation here in the right side body. We'll even it out in a moment. And then keeping those legs nice and wide, inhale your left arm up, exhale as you reach forward and to the right. So again, going as far as your body allows, bringing in some space, but not overdoing it. Inhaling and then exhaling as you reach across. Big inhale, big exhale. Let's do 3 more. Let yourself breathe. Feel the stretch as it opens. Good. And then this time as you come across, stay there. Reach and reach, reach and reach. Good. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then come back up through center. Lift the legs one at a time. Just feeling yourself working those muscles, using your core. That's it. Good. And then bring the legs in, and we're just going to hug the right knee in. So hugging your right knee in, try and sit up nice and tall. So that helps to be forward in the chair. And then just hug your nose down towards your knee. It's gonna feel like a big stretch into the back body. Take another 2 breaths here. Think about creating space as you hug in. And then release that leg. Hug your left knee in now. Draw it up towards your nose. You can just breathe nice and deep. Every breath creates a little bit more. Take another 2 breaths. That's it. And then we'll come all the way out. Make some circles again, just checking in with your hips. Perfect. All right, we're gonna come up to standing now. So scoot forward in your chair, lean forward. Get your nose over your toes. You can still use your chair if you need to, or use your hands on your body. Come all the way up to standing. And then we're gonna come and face the back of the chair. All right, so we're gonna come in and start to stretch the legs a little bit today. So let's just start with the right leg. Reaching that right leg up. I always do this with this plant. You're gonna lift the leg up and lower it down. And you can walk yourself back a little if you want to stretch out the arms. So inhale and exhale. Keeping the leg nice and active. That's it, stretching those legs. And then we'll try the other side now. So you're gonna lift the left leg. You're gonna inhale it up and then exhale it down. Try and keep your hips square with your chair. And if you don't have a high back chair, you can also just bring your hands to like a tabletop or a desktop. Perfect. And then come all the way out here. Coming back in, walking back towards a down dog. So legs are back, arms are straight. Move your hips. All right, and now we're gonna take a little hip opening stretch, and this is gonna create some space in your hips. So you're gonna lift the right leg up, bend and straighten your knee a few times. That's it, good. Now keep your knee bent, your foot flexed, open your knee, and then bring it back down. And just feel that stretch here. Inhale and exhale, 2 more. Good. Perfect. And then come all the way out and we'll switch sides. So left leg comes up, bend and straighten the leg today. So bending and straightening. Should have moved my plant a little bit. There we go. And then you're gonna keep the knee bent, open and close your knee to the left. And then you'll hear a pop or 2. Let's do 2 more. And then come all the way out and we'll make our way back to our seat. Coming back to reconnect with our breath. So as you reconnect with your breath today, good morning. Feel yourself sitting tall. Allow yourself to sit back in the chair now and feel that support. And we'll start to come in and just allow ourselves to release back. So thinking about this process of where we're at in our lives. Maybe you're in a really good place right now. You're feeling really steady, but we don't know how each day goes, right? We don't know what each day brings. So we have to be able to be open to go with the flow, to let go of those times when we're gripping. So yesterday we started with this exercise of clenching. We're going to do it right before we do our meditation today to see if that changes things a little bit. So let's just start and squeeze your fingers and your toes and just start to feel that. Feel yourself hugging in and then release. And so continue with your breath here. Squeeze your fingers and your toes, your arms and your legs. And then release. Good. And squeezing your fingers and your toes, your arms and your legs, even your belly for this one. Continuing to breathe. That's it. And then releasing out. And then one last time we're going to squeeze everything. So you're even going to make a little bit of like a lemon face. All right, so squeezing your fingers, your toes, your arms, your legs, your belly, even your face, letting everything tense up here. Take another 2 breaths. That's it. And then release everything out. Let yourself soften here and begin to close your eyes. Feeling yourself breathing, inhaling and exhaling. So as we practice our meditation, we just allow ourselves to start to soften. So it's nice to do that exercise of squeezing, of firming up the muscles and then letting them go and remembering that you can allow yourself to release. So now with your eyes closed, allow yourself to start to soften. You can even lean back in your chair a little bit. Feel the chair behind you, supporting you. And then begin to notice your breath. So just noticing your inhale and your exhale. And just the little bit of movement that we did today allows you to have a little bit more space. So maybe you can feel like you can breathe a little deeper. You can soften back a little bit further. That's it. And start to notice sounds around you now. Notice any sounds if they're far away. They're a little bit closer. Notice any sounds in the room that you're in. Even start to listen for the sound of your own breath. And then start to notice any sensations around you. Notice the air on your skin. If it's warm or if it's cool. Notice the sensation of your clothing on your body. The support of your chair underneath you. And then begin to start to notice the sensation of your breath now. Noticing the spot where your breath first meets your nose. And allowing your breath to move in and out, nice and slow. Following your breath. Every exhale, you'll be able to let go a little bit more. Every inhale, feel yourself filling up. Every exhale, just letting go a little bit more. Feeling your shoulders come onto your back. And as you turn within, just begin to notice your breath now. And start to count your breath. So counting your inhale. Counting your exhale. You can go all the way up to 10 and then start back at 1. Giving yourself permission to just let go. And if you find yourself distracted or trying to kind of control the situation of your breath, just begin to bring yourself back to whatever number you left off on. Remember that you're just here to observe. To to allow yourself to let go of those things that hinder you, that hold you back, so that we can continue with all the ups and downs. Let's take another few breaths here. And then start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a stretch. You can stretch out your arms, reach them overhead as you rock side to side. That's it, good. And then come all the way back through center. You can bring your hands in front of your heart. Take a moment to notice how it feels to be in your body, to notice what it feels like after you've let go a little bit. It doesn't have to be huge things, right? Just little things, maybe even letting go of tension here and there. So we open ourselves up to that practice, and so it might overflow into all the areas of our lives. We close today by bowing together. Namaste. I bow to your courageousness. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Nicole Traum with Lee Health's Healthcare Heroes Self-Care Moment. We'll be back tomorrow at 6:40 a.m. Hope to see you then. Please feel free to watch this again and share this video with your friends. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.